Please provide downloadable files. Confirm payment. Oh my goodness. So I'm in the middle of my Wonderwork block. That's supposed to go until 10:30. I'm eating breakfast, as you can see. I'm running late today. I overslept. My stomach. This is this thing this week. Whatever. Moving on. So my email has kind of gotten a little crazy. I have a file that I need to get online really quick, which is fine. I have another client that I need to reach out to and say, hey, your project's finished. How do you want to go about paying and all that other fun stuff, getting them their final deliverables. And then I have another email from a friend of mine, a client that I started working on at NAB. Not a client, a lead. My goodness, this morning is absolutely crazy. I have finished breakfast and I have been knocking away at tasks. One of them was getting some video links ready to download for one of my clients, so that's been done, hooray. The other thing, curiously enough, was actually writing out my cheesecake recipe. Now, why is this related to work? No, it's not because I'm putting a cheesecake recipe blog, video thing online, though that would be really cool to do. No, instead I'm sending this recipe off to a lead. Who knew? This is the person I was chatting about yesterday who has like the bajillion followers and got back to me. We were talking about cheesecake. She asked if she could see my recipe. I said, yeah, sure, why not? So I took the time to write it out, snapped a picture of it, just sent her off to Twitter. Now, some people might be like, why the heck are you talking about cheesecake? Like, you have video production services. Why aren't you selling that? Well, it's because I believe in developing a relationship with somebody, and sometimes you don't go into a conversation talking about what you do. Like, that's a really selfish way to approach things sometimes, especially if you're not sure if this person actually needs what you're offering. This person is a really, really well-known person. She's worked with Disney. She's worked with cruise lines. She might very well have her own video production company that she already works with, so I'm not going to go in there and assume that she needs me. I want to find that out in conversation. So the first thing to do is just start a conversation and find a place to find commonality. And for us, it was cheesecake. So we'll see what happens as a result of this. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Sometimes you never know how you're going to get an in with somebody, and sometimes it's through really simple stuff. So the other thing that I've got to do today, I've got a couple more things to schedule. I have a conversation again with another lead that's been in progress. I met him at a Christmas party last month, and so we're going to get together here in a little bit and trade techniques. He is a type of massage. He's not a therapist. He's not like a massage therapist that you would go to get like a relaxing massage. He does a type of muscle stretching that still works with muscles and all that stuff. My friends could explain it a heck of a lot better. I have a lot of friends who are massage therapists. Anyway, so he wants to start putting that kind of content out on Instagram, out on Facebook and YouTube, and wants to pick my brain about how to go about doing that really well. And I would like his services. One of the things that he does is he does like these deep muscle stretches to help work an entire muscle group to help free up the body to be able to move more. And I have a lot of problem with my hips. I'm constantly putting them out of joint. My chiropractor is constantly talking to me about how I need to move differently and I need to stretch. And so for both of us to swap this information is a really great way to build a relationship. For him, it's a great way to build a potential client, i.e. me. And for me, it's a great way to build a potential client. The more that I empower him to do video on his own, the more that if he gets overwhelmed with it, the likelihood he may contact me about helping him out with some of the larger stuff. I'm a firm believer that if you're going to do social media video, you might not need my services. There's a heck of a lot of this stuff that you can do on your phone, just like I am doing right now. This is all on my phone. And so if you don't need me, then I don't need to try and sell you a product that you can do perfectly well yourself. However, if you are getting overwhelmed at doing it by yourself, well, that's when you need to call me. And I would much rather empower you and give you that information first than send you off to somebody else who then might end up getting you as a client. I'd like to keep that ball in my court. So all of this is how I do my lead management and my lead generation, lead cultivation. I like to lead with information. I like to lead with something that says, let me help you out, even if it doesn't help me. Because at the end, we both win. I'm able to empower them, they make better content, and they value the content that I'm going to give them, knowing that I'm giving them stuff that's actually going to help them and not necessarily benefit only me. And if that includes, sharing a cheesecake recipe, then it's sharing a cheesecake recipe. And if you guys would like my cheesecake recipe, let me know in the comments. I will gladly share it, but I don't exactly want to just throw it out there in case nobody wants it. And this is always the sad part of the morning when my coffee cup is empty. Boo. Time for a doggy potty break. It is a glorious day out here in Denver. I think it's getting up to like 40 today, which, considering that we had close to 10 last week, is kind of always amazing to me. At the moment, I am busy coordinating a meeting with a lead for next week, so that's really cool. I'm excited about doing that. It's this guy who's the massage guy, so that'll be fun to have a conversation with him. Yeah, something I wanted to bring up about when. I'm trying to schedule this for Tuesday, and it looks like that's going to work. I like keeping my meetings on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and I actually have really specific reasons why for this. I hate having Monday morning meetings, or Monday meetings at all, and largely it's because everybody is not paying attention to things. They're too busy trying to dig out of their email and remembering what the heck they were doing on Friday, which is why I also don't like having meetings on Fridays, because Fridays are the days where people are too busy trying to get ready for their weekend, and they often forget what they were talking about because they're not really paying attention. Again, it's about sticking in people's memory. So a Tuesday and a Wednesday work really, really great for this. Thursdays are also an option, but I like doing Tuesdays or Wednesdays. Tuesdays are when people feel like they've got the ground cleared, that they're ready for their work week, they go forward. Wednesdays are still a really great day. People are in the swing of the work week. And by Thursday, that attention's starting to wane, but it's not nearly as bad as it is on Friday. And so these are my reasons for doing this. It's not so much about the fact that I want to make a Tuesday always a meeting day, but it's about maximizing my audience's attention, my lead's attention, or my client's attention, and knowing that these are the days that work better for us, for both of us, to remember what we talked about and why we talked about it. Oh my goodness. This morning I am like buried in notes and catching up my clients and figuring out where the heck I am. I have had a boatload of things to do. So I have notes in here. I have notes in here for one client. I have last year's notes in here. These are project notes from the various things that have been going on. I'm in the process of figuring out my final invoices for both this one, another one that I'm working on here for this archive project, just trying to go, okay, what did I get paid for or not get paid for? So meticulous notes, guys. You need to take meticulous notes. Now, I do a lot of this on paper because it's easier for me. If I write something down, I remember it forever. So this is an important part of my process. But if you don't keep some sort of a tracking system, you're not going to know when you get paid, if you got paid, who's in what progress, like notes. Guys, I cannot emphasize, you need notes. Okay, my regular clients are finally all caught up in terms of what I actually need to do for them for 2018, especially for this first quarter and for this month. So I'm really happy about that because that's going to dictate the things that I'm going to be doing both for the rest of this week and also into the month. Some of them were a little bit harder to track down, basically telling me I need to do a better job at tracking my tasks. So thankfully I have notes to go from. It was just a matter of sifting through everything, but I just need a better collection system. So I'm going to be working on that too. Right now it's a break for lunch and seeing what else is actually on today's to-do list. I know that I want to get Renegade's blog post updated. I did not get that finished yesterday, so that's on my to-do list. And what's the other thing? Let me actually look at my to-do list. I do have it written down. Yeah, just got some more people to contact, and we will go from there. Oh man, you guys, I have got to admit, I feel kind of guilty about taking a lunch break. I have had a lot of good momentum today. But when you have a lot of things that you're switching back and forth from, like today I have been running invoices and cataloging new tasks for clients and arranging meetings for next week and also trying to figure out where I'm at with other things, thinking about copy for blogs. That's a lot of brain switching, and so it is a good thing when you're able to keep it up. But when you need to take a break for lunch, you feel like you are gypping somebody else who's supposed to be in line for the day. And I know that I'm getting scatterbrained. I literally ran around my kitchen, going around in circles, trying to remember where the heck all of my food was in different places. Like, where were my beans, where was my ham, where was my drinks, all that stuff. And I know that's telling me that I need to go take a break, but I feel guilty about taking a break because sometimes, one, you get into a groove and you're just going and you feel good about it. And sometimes you feel like you are being guilty for stopping because you're no longer working. Remember, take breaks. Take breaks to keep your sanity, especially on days where you're bouncing around from task to task to task. It's exhausting, it's mentally exhausting, and the only way that you're going to get through it is by taking those breaks, taking time to breathe, taking time for nourishment. Because if you don't have it, especially if you're like me and your blood sugar drops, you get really grumpy. And you don't want to work when you're grumpy. It is well after lunchtime. Matter of fact, it is about 10 minutes of 3 o'clock. I currently have a software update running on the archive system that I'm supposed to be working on this afternoon. So that feels really good. It's going to percolate away, and hopefully it's going to update soon so I can do other things on it. In the meantime, I took a time to go ahead and get cleaned up, get dressed. I really hate working in my pajamas, but I've been doing it a lot lately. And while watching a YouTube video over lunch, it's actually one from Weena Sai, link below. She was mentioning the fact that when you are disheveled on the outside, it is an indicator of your inside mental state. And I've heard this before, which is why I don't like working in my pajamas, but I kind of forgot it, and having that reminder was just really good. And knowing that I was feeling really flustered before lunch, feeling like I was bouncing around through a bunch of different things, I'm really glad I took the time to just chill out, to let my brain relax, to get cleaned up, because now I can approach this project a little bit better. Oh, and look! It finished. Ta-da! And look at this. It's the correct version number. Oh my goodness. Yay, 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 yay. This is literally taken me reaching out to Drobo support through Twitter to get them to look into this and showing them like all the forums saying you can't do this. Yeah, I feel really good about this being done now. You have no idea how much this makes me happy watching these pictures upload. I literally have not been able to upload pictures to this without fear of the back end crashing since May of last year. I'm so glad that this update question is finally finished. And now that that's uploading, taking the dog for a quick walk. He's been growling at me for like the past half an hour. And with it being such a lovely day, I just had to take a walk out to the corner because, oh my gosh, it is glorious out. And stretching my legs after such a hectic morning feels amazing. All right, back at it. Dog and I just took a quick little walk to the corner and came back. Nothing really big, but just enough to get some fresh air. So while these things are uploading, I wanted to do something that I've been meaning to do for like the past 3 days. Well Behaved Wallet mentioned my 12-week year overview video in her 2018 Look to the New Year 2017 recap video. So you can watch it here. And I wanted to say a public thank you to Well Behaved Wallet for sharing my video. I'm so glad that it's helpful for everybody that's been coming to my channel and commenting on that video. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you all are finding the download there extremely helpful as you're setting up your own 12-week year. So to all of you who are starting out a new 12-week year, I want to wish you all good luck, and I also hope that you guys have a lot of fun with it. I know that I do. I know that it has opened up a lot of new opportunities for me, and it has helped me move to the things that I want to do a whole lot more, I wouldn't say efficiently, but definitely more steadily, and that's ultimately the goal of the 12-week year and the reason why I love it so much. So for everybody that's here from Well Behaved Wallet, thank you, and for Well Behaved Wallet, thank you. Robo came home. It is now time for us to dash out. We're going to the Denver Tool Library, and it's warm out, so it's time for my Be Fresh hat, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, I've got a couple of things that are finishing uploading, and so those will be done by the time I get home, and I have ended today really, really nice. The only thing I didn't do was reach out to 5 more people in my leads list, so I might do that this evening just to make sure that I'm staying on top of that. Yay, Qdoba for supper. I got a free coupon in my inbox because my birthday month is coming up, and so we were like, forget it, we're just gonna go out to eat tonight because it's easier and we have to because it's just easier. We're both really hungry. It's the end of the day. Robo and I got home. Robo went to work on his woodworking project. Our credenza is starting to come along really nicely. And I started cleaning the house. mostly because just there was a bunch of little things that needed to get done. But then I started working on my 2017 sketchbook project, and this still has a lot of work to do. And it was one of those things that I noticed on my desk today and went, I need to at least do something on that. I'm about 2/3 of the way through getting the actual pages done, and so I decided to work on some art this week and get that done tonight. So I'm really excited about how it's turning out. One of the things that I wanted to do was make it possible for my original sketchbook pages to exist in the book in some way, and so I made like this little mini book that pops out. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. That came out great. So yeah, it's the end of the day. The biggest thing that is my takeaway from today is remembering to make a lot of notes. It was actually kind of interesting. I started making even more detailed notes after collating and gathering all of the notes from my projects that I have going on. So that's really exciting. I'm glad that everything is now finally straight. I was also able to make some really good progress for one of my clients today, something that's been kind of bugging me that I've not been able to do, and that was that archive project. Now that our software is completely up to date, I can go to town and start uploading and just doing all the stuff that's been waiting for this to actually get fixed. So Drobo, if you watch this at all, big shout out to you guys, man. Thank you so much for your customer support. You guys are amazing. And Drobo is a wonderful platform for hosting and for storage, especially media storage. If you're creating content like I do and you're working with giant media files and just a lot of them, like literally I have probably about 16 terabytes worth of data between all of my hard drives. Yeah, Drobo's the way to go. So I'm going to include a link in the bottom if any of you are interested. You know, if you're not, no problem, but you know, you never know. So yeah, this is going to be the end of today's video. So if you liked what I'm talking about, or if you have thoughts and ideas, if you have really good note-taking systems for yourself, things that you know work to help you capture all of the things that you have to do, go ahead and leave notes in the comments below. I'd love to see how you guys are doing this, other ideas that you guys have. Obviously, I have a really kind of complicated but working analog system, and I am looking for good digital ideas as to how to keep that in some searchable format. Yeah, so if you got some suggestions, go ahead and leave them. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Also, be sure to share it with your friends. And also, if you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you guys along. And thank you all so much for making it this far into this video and for watching. You know, it's not easy when you're making long stuff like I am to actually feel like you're keeping people interested. So if you've made it this far, thank you. You are amazing. You're an amazing person for giving me your time today. So thank you so much, and I will see you all tomorrow.